All right, it is our first official episode in October, baby. I know the show has been all over the place because I've been all over the place, but you know that we would never leave you hanging in October. Never, ever, ever in spooky season. You may have already seen that we released a gaming video a little earlier with Mitzi and I. We did a spooky game, a Halloween fan game to kick off the season. Hopefully, we have some more. But for our first official podcast of spooky season, we got my partner in crime over here, my spooky partner in crime. There's nobody I'd rather do this show with. We got Electra Soul with us right now.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
And you know that we're going to do the Halloween special, our big Halloween special at the end of the month. That's not going anywhere, so stay tuned for that. We were just planning that, but we got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. We got some scary stuff to talk about tonight, some real scary stuff. As always, we always talk about the real stuff, the hauntings and the possessions. You know, we love to talk about that. And we got a lot of that in store for you literally starting right now. Let's start with this, Electra. I've been dying to tell you about this. When this stuff started happening, I was like, I know exactly who to talk to about this, but I didn't want to text you. I wanted to wait for the show.
Okay.
Okay? So, as you know, Electra, but the people don't know, I got a new job, which is one of the reasons I've been all over the place. Okay? Everything's a mess, but it's amazing. I'm doing great. Usually we don't do the show because I'm having a mental breakdown. This is the opposite reason. This is for a good reason. So, but I've always said it would be so much fun to work in a haunted location, for my job to be haunted. Well, as recent events transpire, that may or may not be so. We will have to decide right now, Electra. You'll have to tell me what you think about what's been going on at the job. Okay? You ready for this?
Okay, tell me.
All right. So, a couple weeks back, one of
Mhm.
the managers comes to me and
Right.
she's like, "Hey, were you over at this particular area earlier today?" And I said, "No, I really didn't go over there today." And she's like, "That's weird because I felt like I heard somebody in that area. I felt like I heard a person there." And then she said, out of nowhere, all this stuff just
Mhm.
collapsed and fell down as if somebody pushed it. And
Okay.
I said, interesting, because I was not over there. But I told her, I said, let me tell you this though, because this happened to me around that same time, same day, but I didn't tell anybody because I thought I might be going crazy. Okay. So I told her, well, earlier today, I was up on the ladder doing something, high up on the ladder. Okay. And I felt somebody walking towards me. You know, when you feel a presence, you feel
Yeah.
somebody like, I thought it was my buddy coming to tell me, like, oh, you could take your break, you can go to lunch, or show me something. So I feel a presence walking to the side of me, and then I hear something in my ear, like literally in my ear, right? And I'm like, I do this, I just look, and then I go, huh, I'm on a fucking ladder in the air.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
What was able to get in my ear, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like somebody walked by and quickly said something to me and then ran away, or something would have to be at the same height as me, is what I'm saying, right? So what the hell did I hear in my ear that made me turn? It sounded like a person, but it wasn't like I didn't hear what they said.
Yeah.
All I heard was like somebody say something or make a noise, and
Like
I was like, yeah, like a exactly like mumbling. And I
yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
so I told her that, and she was like, interesting, right?
Yeah.
So then the other day, I hear that the alarm went off at night, and we thought that somebody got locked in the store.
Right.
So I go to the big manager and
Yeah.
ask her about it. And she says, no, no, no. No one was locked in the store the other night. She said that the security, the alarm tripped, something tripped the camera, but
Okay.
they saw nothing.
Right.
They saw nothing on the camera at all. When they played it back, people came in, they saw nothing. So something moved in the room, but it was not recorded on camera, but something tripped the alarm, right? Then she says later or earlier that day, one of the managers was, thinking about all the stuff that was going on. So she
Right.
said, "You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna turn off all the music and everything, and we're gonna walk around in here because she's like, I don't know if somebody's living here or something like that." So they're walking around and they hear all these noises. They hear like a movement, they hear shuffling, they hear squeaking, but nobody's there. Then my
Damn.
manager proceeds to tell me right after the footage thing, she said, and the other day I was in, we have like the big stock room, right? And there's an office in the stock room. So you're way back. And she says, I hear from the office somebody say, oh shit, and a bunch of stuff drops.
Oh my God.
She said she runs out because she thinks it's one of us. She
Yeah.
thinks somebody's in the back. And she said she walked out. Nobody was there.
The fuck? Oh my
Yep.
gosh, that's crazy.
Nobody was there.
Oh my
And
God.
she was telling me something about finding like mysterious coins in
Right.
sections of the job that shouldn't be there. Just all kind of creepy shit is going
That
down
must be
at the
awful.
job.
Oh, does it happen a lot? Like, it must.
That only happened to me, that one thing. My manager also, when I asked her about it yesterday, she said, I haven't really heard anything, but she said, I've been smelling weed around here, but nobody's smoking weed in here. Like
Oh,
she smells weed, but it's in the area where it's like in this one specific area that you would know if somebody was smoking weed in there.
right,
You would
right.
see them smoking weed in there. We would see them on the camera. We would have known if somebody lit up a joint in that area
Of course. Like,
inside. So that was
smell.
the last thing I heard about it was that there was some weed smoke. I don't know what to say about that. That I'm not going to speculate on. But there's a
Right.
lot of speculation that can be had about the goings on with everything else I talked about. What do you think about this?
Um, it definitely sounds like it's haunted there, and I feel like if it is, honestly, because I feel like for some reason, like the way that I feel about it is that this is not like a new spirit. I feel like if there is a spirit there, it's not new. It feels like it's been there for a while. And I feel like if it's coming out now where you guys are seeing things like this and hearing things like that and all that stuff, it's because I feel like it's more comfortable to do it. Like I feel like it's in the presence of, kind of not, I don't want to say like something that complements it, like spooky season, but I feel like it almost would make a spirit like that who seems to be a spirit who wants to be more active, feel more comfortable to come out during a time where it's more accepted to, or not even accepted. I feel like more of where it would create more of an impact. Because I feel like if this was happening any other time of the year, I feel like it would still have the same effect, but I feel like it would mean less to y'all in a way. Like I kind of feel like you guys wouldn't speculate too much or really overthink it that. I feel like y'all would think like, oh, this place is haunted, but not really care about it. But I feel like because, obviously it's spooky, there's things going on, you work at a haunted job, things like that, there's a lot of what's it called, like energies or there's a lot of energies that are promoting that kind of like scariness in a way. I feel like I don't know why I keep thinking of like the first thing that keeps coming to my head is like teenage. I feel like teenage ghoul, like something like that, like a someone who feels younger in spirit wise kind of energy. And I feel like that does also explain the essences of what y'all are feeling, seeing, even the smell, like even
Got a
if it
teenage ghost smoking weed in the back?
pie. That's funny.
Wow.
No, I don't think, of course, well, no, they don't be smoking, but
That's crazy. We don't know. We don't know for sure
yeah,
now. We don't
yeah,
know.
you don't know. But I feel like if there's a scent linked to spirits, because there are scents linked to certain spirits, and that is very real. I
Yep.
feel like That in this case would be like, let's just say, let's speculate and say that this is like a teenage spirit or whatever, or a younger spirit that maybe they passed away when they were a teenager or something like that. Maybe they were a weed smoker and that's something that was very prevalent in their life around the time that they perhaps passed away, or something that they were just into a lot when they were alive, for example. And it's something that's funny is like when you said the oh shit part and then everything fell. The first thing I thought was like a spirit who is like, again, playful almost in a way. You know what I mean? Like someone who's very, excuse me, very, I feel like recent, like familiar with things that are happening in the current day. You know, a lot of times spirits that do haunt are usually older. They're usually spirits who've passed away like a few decades ago and things like that. So I think that it's really cool and really easy to again speculate on perhaps this being a spirit who is younger or who has had other experiences in the world that were more recent than others, and that you guys are seeing that happen around you. I mean, of course, it's all up for what it could be. You know, it could be anything, but that's what I feel right now. Like I feel like this is linked to something more supernatural. And you're also someone who has a lot of supernatural experiences. So it does not surprise me that you would come across something like this, or that, you know, coincidentally, which I don't believe in coincidences, that you would have a job that reflects that kind of energy in your life like it always has. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's very interesting. I honestly think it's really cool, and I feel like it's not a harmful spirit. Definitely. I feel like if it was harmful, y'all would know. But don't fear too much. Don't give it too much power. You already know what the tea is because you don't want to let it be comfortable with like, you know, making y'all question everything basically. But, you know, I feel like keep an eye open and just see what happens. I feel like more will happen. So let's
Oh, we
see what
were
that.
already talking with the boss about bringing the Ouija board in there, going doing a ghost hunt at midnight. So we might. We'll see what happens.
Honestly, you guys will definitely find something.
I would love to do that. I don't know about touching the Ouija board. I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I would do it. I would definitely do a ghost hunt. I would watch them do the Ouija board for
Yeah.
sure.
Ikey.
I would watch them do that. I would love that. So you think it's a younger spirit? Maybe they were doing a TikTok dance and they
I
tripped and they fucked something up.
I
Stuff
don't
fell.
and they
Maybe that's
died.
smoking some weed. No, maybe
Always
that's why the
spirit.
ghost knocked something over. They're doing a TikTok dance or something,
Like
and then they knock something over. Maybe smoke some weed. You bring up a good point, or you bring up a good topic here.
uh,
Yeah, because some spirits, well, I feel like when you think of a smell and you think of a spirit, you think of more of demonic, you think of sulfur and stuff like that. I
yeah,
never really heard, I mean, I've heard stories of like, oh, there's the ghost of, Mary Lane and you smell cinnamon, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah.
I don't hear a lot about those. If you were a ghost and you could have a scent attached to your spirit, what would it be?
It's so cool to think about. That's a great question. I like really love that. I feel like I feel like I would want vanilla cinnamon with I want like the sugary and maybe a little bit of lavender. That's what I would want.
That's sick. I was gonna say vanilla, then I was gonna say
I think
coffee.
cinnamon kind of who for me or you?
No, for me.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
gonna say vanilla, then I was gonna say coffee, but
Uh,
then I thought, no, 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 no.
I feel like stronger than coffee. Like you deserve something more unique. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
thank you. Thank you. Well, it's funny you say unique because this is the most basic bitch smell and drink. I'd have to go pumpkin spice. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah,
Literally the most ununique thing ever. Basic bitch 101, pumpkin spice.
that's
I think
good.
that's what I'm gonna have to be.
Gonna have to be like
I
for
think
real.
so. For you, I thought you were gonna say weed. I thought you were gonna say.
LOL, honestly, it's like
I
you're
thought
so
that's what you were gonna say.
generic.
Oh, that's
I'll
great.
put that as the aftermath. You smell all the goodness, and then you smell that little trail.
Little trail of reefer at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
That's how you know the ghost of Electra Soul is
Yeah, that's so
around.
cute. That's so funny. That's
Wow. Well, at the end of the show, we are going to be trying some spooky drinks. We have the new Chucky punch flavored Fanta, as well as Kool-Aid. But we got more to the show. There you go, Electra holding it up right there. We're going to be talking about a very creepy, real story that is going to sound like an urban legend. It's made its way around the internet for the last 5 years. But before we get into that, let's talk about another personal haunting, if you will, or more personal ghost stuff. A couple shows ago, Stephanie, I played a voice message from our friend Stephanie, Queen Stephanie, Dre's baby mom on the show, his beautiful, hopefully soon to be wife. And
Oh,
they have a beautiful child, my niece named Aria.
sweet.
And we played audio of Stephanie talking about how her daughter Aria, who is 3 now, was talking about how she was seeing people playing at night.
I think
She'd look up in the sky and say, "Oh, mommy, they're playing, or they're calling me, or all this stuff, right? These invisible people."
right.
Well, things toned down for a while
Okay.
till the other day.
Okay.
And Stephanie sent me an audio message of some recent spooky events from her daughter. And we're going to listen to that right now.
So lately, Arya has been saying that Dada is in the house, right? She'll just look off into some random spot and she'll say like, Dada's there or something. And I'll say, baby, Dada's not here. Dada's working. And she says, yeah, he's here. Eventually she'll say like, okay, I'll just call him instead then. But I basically told her, baby, I will let you know when Dada is here. Dada comes on Friday. He's not here right now. She said, okay, whatever. But today, we were talking about potentially moving, right? We were just talking about when we would move out. And I said, Mama wants to have an apartment with just Mama, Dada, and baby. And I said, would you like that? And she said, yeah. And I said, you'd have your own room. Would you be sleeping in your own room by yourself? And she said, yeah. And Dada's going to sit in my chair and he's going to watch me sleep. And I said, baby, Dada doesn't watch you sleep. And she said, yeah, he does. Every day. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's kind of creepy. I didn't say that to her, but then the other day, she woke up in the middle of the night and she was freaking out, right? She just must have had like a bad dream or something, I don't know. Then she told me she just wanted to play, she just wanted to play, she just wanted to play. I said, baby, it is not time to play. It is really dark outside, it's late. I tried to put her to sleep for a while, she wasn't having, she had a tantrum. I put her down because she was kicking and I let her have her time. While she was down there, she was like kicking and like jumping and whatever she had to do. She was she was coming towards me because it looked like she was about to tell me like, Mama, I just want to play again, right? She looked over towards her toys, but when she looked over towards her toys, she saw something that freaked her out. She saw it, her eyes went wide and she looked like petrified. So she ran to mom. She ran to me and she said, Mama, Mama, Mama. She like held me so tight. And I said, baby, what happened? And she said, I'm scared. Something scared me. And I said, what scared you? And she said something. And I said, where is it? And she said, it's by the house over there. It scared me. I told her, baby, tell him to go away. She was like kind of like freaking out and crying and stuff. And so she, like mid cry, she said, go away. I held her and I told her, I got you. You're safe. You're safe. And I asked her to look to see if he was gone. And she said, yeah, he went. He's not there anymore. He went away. And then she was a bit like better. It was crazy scary. And later on that night, it did come back. And she was like scared again. And she didn't want to like say anything. So I told it to go away. And then it went away again, supposedly.
That's crazy. And the kid is what, 3?
3 years old.
Oh, that's a talkative baby.
Oh, yeah, she talks a lot. She puts together full sentences. She'll tell you what she did that day. We went to the park. We did that. We did this. Oh, yeah. Great memory. Yep. Shout out to our friend Aria,
That's
our
cute.
little friend.
Okay, well, she's definitely seeing spirits,
Oh,
as we
yeah.
I feel like she low-key needs to be careful. I don't feel like I don't feel like it's a huge deal in the way that I don't feel like they're in danger, but I feel like the daughter will know actually, like when to step back and when it's safe to proceed because I feel like in her life she's probably gonna have a lot of experiences with spirits. I feel like guardian
Uh-oh.
and like other spirits too. It's kind of like what I've been through in a way. You know, I've been through both sides of the spectrum, so I know what it's like in the middle. And I feel like for her, she's gonna need to be very strong-minded. I feel like very protective of her energy because I feel like that spirit that she thinks is her dad is definitely not her. I feel like that spirit is trying to make her think it's like her dad to kind of trick her. And that's something that, for example, like at this age, even now, you know, considering she's so smart, she could start learning to differentiate between what is reality, what's not, what's good for her, what's not. And that's just by the way that she feels, you know? So even like her mom telling her to tell the spirit to leave and all that stuff, it's her giving her power to be able to make the what is it called, like the situation work in her favor as opposed to being a victim of it and to letting anything mess with her, especially when she doesn't want that, you know. So I think that that's really crazy, and she's really gifted, and I'm glad that she's has a mom like that that's so supportive in that way, because you know a lot of times parents they'll totally disregard things like that, but her mom knows that this is for real. So I feel like that's something that she has to be very careful with, but at the same time just more protective because I feel like it could end up affecting her emotionally, but it won't if she doesn't let it. So it's really important that she like, you know, stands on business with that and she'll be good for sure.
Well, that is extremely creepy because for those
Yeah.
that may not have gotten the point, Dre does not live there on the weekday due to his
Yeah.
current job. He has to be away for the week and then he comes in and lives there on the weekend. So Dada does not watch her when she sleeps at night. Okay? Not on the weekday, not on the weekend. So as you said, Stephanie said the same thing. She's like, what I don't like about this is that it's it sounds like it's a spirit portraying
Yeah,
Dre,
it is.
which
It is.
is crazy, man.
I feel like the daughter knows.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like the daughter does know that that's not her dad, but I feel like she sees her dad, so she like has no other choice but to think it is. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Yeah, I mean, absolutely insane. And we love talking about like doppelgangers and spirits who mimic other like real people, whether it's their look or their sound. We've talked about this many times on the Halloween special, so that's just another little cherry on top of the story, which is insane. But yes, we don't want any spirits making Arya scared. So go away and stop messing with my niece because that's not appropriate. That's not nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Key.
Not cool. Not cool, dude. Get
Actual.
out of
That's funny.
That's right. So shout out to Aria, Stephanie, and Dre. We love you all.
Absolutely.
Electra, you offer services online in the spiritual realm, readings, and
Absolutely.
things of that nature. Let
Sir.
me ask you a question before we get to our story of the day or another story here. Has anybody ever contacted you on your website and asked you to do something negative or evil?
Actually, no. I'm very grateful and blessed that no one ever has. I think it's low key because, no, it's high key because for one, when I started this, I set big intentions. I was like, I'm not doing anything for anyone that's like trifling. I'm not gonna put no curses on no one, mess with this, whatever. And no one has ever hit me up and said like, "Hey, can you put a curse on this person or can you whatever ever?" Because I make it very clear. And besides that, I again have intentions. I'm like, I don't want anyone to hit me up with that because I'm not gonna do it. Like, I feel like that's very clear. If you like, what I mean, even if you don't watch my stuff, I feel like just look at the kind of person I am. Like, you could just see it that I just would not do things like that. So I'm thankful that nope, never.
No
Ever.
curses, no spells, no trifling bitches on
Um,
Electra's website. You're banned. You're done.
good people find me, and I'm thankful, very thankful for that.
That's right. That's right. As you know, I used to hang out at a Botanica with my friends who owned it. Shout out to them. And people did come. Yo, I need to do this. I want to do that. And blah, blah, blah. It was very crazy, very scary stuff that you should never, ever do because number one, it's fucked up. Number two, as they say, it will eventually make its way back to you. But tonight, we are going to tell you a real creepy story that made its way on the internet not that long ago. And this story is going to come across as an urban legend. And I guarantee you, this story will be told for years and years to come around lunch tables, around campfires, and on podcasts just like this. I remember hearing about this about 3 years ago. I met this wonderful security guard at my old job, and he heard about the show. He loved it. He loved you, Electra, as everybody does. He was like, "Oh, she's so great. The makeup is fire, always, right?" And he was like, "Hey, did you hear about this woman who tried to summon a voodoo spirit and ended up dead?"
God.
He said he heard it about on TikTok, and I said, "Well, you're teaching me something new. I never heard about it." So
Right.
eventually, I didn't see anything about it. I looked for it, but I didn't see it. Then eventually, I saw a YouTube video about it, and I will now relay to you this
Right.
story about a young woman named Caitlin Ann Reston,
Right.
who was a 19-year-old woman from Virginia Beach.
Okay.
This all went down in 2020. In 2020, Caitlin started to get into voodoo.
Okay.
He started to research and dabble into the practice of voodoo,
Right.
which was a little uncharacteristic, a little out of the ordinary because she was a white girl.
Okay.
Not really the culture. You know what I mean? And, it's not about you being white, it's about you getting into something that is not of your culture
Yeah.
is a little more dangerous because you don't have people around you to guide you the right way.
I don't
You
know
know,
exactly what you're doing. Like you
I've
would.
grown up around stuff like I was talking about the Botanica, and I had a lot of good people around me that I kind of knew what to do, what not to do, but when you're getting into something that's you don't grow up around, that's not of your culture, it gets a little hairy. Am I wrong? Am I wrong on this?
No, you're completely right. I feel like it definitely has to do with your knowledge that leads to confidence in your protection, basically. I feel like if, of course, if you're a white girl who grew up with that because that's what you were
Yeah,
surrounded,
if it's your, yeah, exactly.
but
But
like you
I'm
said,
not gonna dabble into ancient Chinese magic anytime soon. I don't fucking know nothing about that. You know what I
right,
mean?
it's like not, it's not what you're familiar with at all.
Yeah, and you don't have that community.
Yes.
So she was going to find that community one way or the other. And as many do, they go online. They
Mhm.
go on Facebook, which sucks. Fuck
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah.
But she goes on Facebook on pages about voodoo and she starts to comment. And one of her first comments was
Yeah.
we have receipts on a lot of this stuff that we're going to talk about, which I will also send you, Electra. The one receipt we don't have is this comment right here that I have not seen this in my research.
Okay.
So apparently, Caitlin goes on this voodoo Facebook and she says something to the effect of, should I put a hex on my ex girlfriend?
Oh my God.
Now, when she started to get into this community, a lot of people were like, do not fuck with this. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stay out of this, right?
Right.
But Caitlin did not listen. She will not be deterred. On March 29th, 2020, Caitlin dropped a tweet. This
Okay.
tweet says, let people live and have their own religion. If someone is into different stuff, stop saying, no, you come from God. I'm a Wiccan and will always be, so shut up and let me be.
Uh,
Number one, the odd thing about this is you're getting into voodoo, you're not a Wiccan.
yes.
That's way different. That's actually probably where she should be. That's the white girl shit.
Yeah.
Go on the witch talk. Don't go on voodoo talk. You know what I mean? You don't go on the voodoo, you should be with the witches. You know what I mean? So that's what she puts up. But as you can see here, she also put up three pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures of her burning a voodoo doll.
What
Yeah, not good. Not a good thing to be doing.
is the voodoo of her ex? Like, who is this girl that she's burned?
Nobody knows for sure, but I mean, hey, we can imagine, right? Who else would it be? About a month later, April 17th, Caitlin posts on Facebook. She says, I seen Papa Legba today. I'm scared.
Oh,
Now let's rewind a little bit. Let's pause
okay.
and let's discuss what she's talking about.
Okay.
Papa Legba is a spirit in voodoo practice, in voodoo culture, a specific spirit. A lot of practices. Same
Mhm.
thing with Santeria and things of that nature. Even religions, they all have saints and spirits, right? You know, Saint Michael and all this stuff. Voodoo is no different. They have one spirit, notorious, Papa Legba, who is apparently the gatekeeper between the spirit world and the human world. He's the go between. He speaks many languages and he kind of decides whether you're going to talk to spirits, whether you're not going to talk to spirits, so on and so forth, right? So, using context clues, ladies and gentlemen, it looks as if Caitlin was probably looking to said spirit,
Right.
looking for some information, looking to curse somebody, looking for some kind of favor, most likely, because that's why most people go to these spirits is for favors. I need this, I need a new job, I need to put a hex on this guy. So she goes on Facebook and she said that she saw that spirit and she is afraid.
Okay.
Well, 3 days later, and
Okay.
she is confirmed deceased because I saw her obituary while I was doing the research. She is dead.
God, do you know how she passed?
3 days after saying that, after
Yeah.
going on Facebook and posting that, she was found deceased in her bathtub. I have not found anything about the cause of death,
Oh, God.
but
Okay.
she is gone. She is dead.
Oh, my.
3 days after posting that. Coincidence? We'll never truly know. But it is very creepy, and I believe there is coincidences in this world, but I don't believe there's many.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. Holy shit, really want to know how she died. I can't even believe that.
Me too. I'm gonna see if I can do more digging, but the digging I've done, I have not seen any particular cause of death, and it is very spooky, very creepy. I'm gonna say right now, this is one of the creepiest stories I ever heard. Because
Yeah,
most things you hear, there's no receipts, right? There's no, I mean, there's a couple creepy pastas or stories where they create receipts and stuff like that. But this girl is officially dead. We have the obituary. We have her Facebook post. This is not like a Dear David situation where it's just one guy posting and then you find out it's a creepy pasta or it's a fake story. This is legit. I've been hearing about this for years. We have the post. It's insane, bro. And this is just another cautionary tale as to not mess with stuff you do not know about.
fuck.
What do you think of this?
Man, honestly, like I was honestly channeling into it while you were telling me because I needed to know. I feel like she passed away because of naivety. Like I feel like that was like the purpose in the way that I feel like you know how everyone has a purpose in terms of usually when they pass away so young, that's more of what I mean. Because she was only 19 in 2020. I was like 19 in 2020, bro. Like we probably were born the same year, which is insane. But I feel like she was pretty naive and I feel like she was very stubborn as well. And I kind of feel like she wouldn't take no for an answer. And I feel like
Oh
when
yeah.
she felt like in this case, I feel like she felt like she could handle such a thing, but the actuality of it is that she wasn't protected enough in the way that she didn't believe in her protection enough. Like when you do things like this, you have to have a very strong background, a very strong protection circle. Like you have to have a lot of, again, protection around you because that's what keeps you safe for real. Because if you don't, then you're like an open field. And I feel like what must have happened to her, in my honest opinion, is I think that this spirit did overcome her. I do believe that death by spirits is possible. That is definitely possible. I mean, I've seen very close case scenarios with people who almost passed away because of a spirit's, attempt. But the thing with that is that in order for a spirit to actually be able to do something like that to you, you have to be very spiritually vulnerable. And I feel like this girl was very vulnerable and well, initially already very vulnerable, but then on top of that, also getting herself involved into something that she did not know about that's considered and deemed very powerful in general. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like you stated with voodoo, you don't just fly into it thinking you can handle it if you don't have the appropriate measures to be able to withhold and withstand such a practice. So I feel like for her, it definitely was something that she learned a lesson from. I feel like now I know that I feel like she's okay. Like I feel like, she's not like damned or anything like that. I feel like she's definitely okay, but I feel like this was an enormous lesson for her and her soul to understand what, like to be careful, basically to be understanding about what you're doing and what you're choosing to get yourself into. And basically the kind of energy you want to put out there because her reason for getting into this was to hurt somebody. And that right there is already like a big thumbs down. You don't,
What did we say earlier? No trifling bitches.
yes,
That's what we
exactly.
said.
Just you don't ever do something with bad intention because initially speaking, it's always going to backfire whether it's spiritual or not. If you rob a bank, like you're not going to get away with that forever. You feel me? If you do, like it's not going to last. I feel like everything comes full circle, and I just feel like for her, it was a very speedy thing because she chose to really get herself involved into something that was not meant for her or like something that she was not knowledgeable enough about. Like I really feel like it had a lot to do with these other factors, but the end case scenario is definitely an enormous lesson for her soul. But again, I do feel like she's okay. And I feel like I honestly, I'm gonna just put it out there. I feel like what I saw is that she reincarnated in 2024. So I think that's very interesting. So that would make her like a baby right now, basically. But yeah, I feel like she's a boy though, is what I see. But that's besides the point. That's something that I always pick things up like that. Whenever I want to know things like this, I just channel it and I see into what it is. I've seen a lot of stuff where people who pass away, sometimes they're not ready to come back. So it'll take them like years and years and years. But I feel like for her, she was kind of like healing, and then she's like, I'm ready. But I feel like coming back this time, she's way smarter, way smarter. I feel like very careful. But yeah, that's something. That's definitely crazy. But it's very real. Like I've seen it. I know it's real. It's insane, but it's not insane because it's real.
And who even knows if she ran into the spirit she was looking for?
I
We
low-key
don't
feel
know.
Yeah, I low-key feel like I just feel like a bad spirit fucked with her. I
You
feel like
never fucking know what you're doing when you start reaching out.
yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
always say. You can go looking for something.
You're gonna
You may
find some
not find that. It could be something mimicking that, like we said about Dre and his daughter, right?
exact
That's what I
exactly.
always said about games like Bloody Mary. I don't believe that Bloody Mary exists, but I believe that if you do that game, there could be something around you that goes, You
Acting
want
it.
Bloody Mary? I'll give you fucking Bloody Mary.
Exactly. I know
You know what
you're
I mean?
right. That's yeah, no, you're correct. That's how it is with things like that.
That's right. That's right. So now let's get to the fun part and let's start sipping on some drinks, some spooky drinks.
I was gonna say I looked it up. Apparently she drowned in her bathtub.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says. Isn't that like crazy? I'm like looking it up right now because I'm like I can't even
Drowned in the bathtub. Did
Yeah,
she OD?
I wonder, is it, I don't know. Her
I think they
friend,
would have said overdose though.
yeah, like, oh, yeah, like stuff was in her system or something.
That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, it is.
Don't be fucking around. Don't be fucking around out there. Gets crazy. Which drink would you like to try first, Electra? You get the pick.
Let's do the Fanta. Is that cool?
Okay. So we got the brand new Chucky's Punch from Fanta. All right. This is going to be a fruit punch flavored soda. Let's see how this is. That nice crispy crack.
That shit.
That smells like fruit punch to me.
Oh my God, it's good. It's just
Yeah.
look,
That tastes exactly how I thought it would taste.
it literally does to me too. I knew it was gonna taste exactly like fruit punch.
This is literally carbonated fruit punch,
Yeah, it is. And I
which
love
I've never had.
stuff, honestly.
Have you had something like this before?
I've had fruit punch and soda separately, but together is really cool.
You mixed it before?
No, I'm saying like
Oh.
separately. Like I've
I
had
thought
fruit-
you did like when you ever do that when you're a kid, you start mixing shit.
yeah,
Like,
but
I'm gonna put chocolate in this and then like, you know, fruit punch and blah blah
not
orange
often
juice.
that I have. That's funny.
I'm gonna be real and say I'm not the biggest fan of fruit punch. I don't hate it, you know, but it's something I do not go out of my way for.
Yeah.
This is, I would say, good. This is good, but it's just not up there for me. Like, if this is around, I
No.
may, you know, drink it again, but I really, it's
wouldn't
not my cup of tea.
I wouldn't get it because it's not like for me. For me, I feel like fruit punchy stuff is. I know it's gonna sound silly, but it's kind of kiddie, but not like that. Not like it's like you know what I mean? Like the taste. It's like
Yeah, it's just
Love,
too,
like-
it's just, I know what you mean. It just has, I'm not a huge fan of it as well.
it's like a bunch of candy. Like I'm not gonna eat a bunch of candy. You feel me?
Well,
I
yeah,
like
you
chocolate.
might not. You might not. I might.
Yeah, I might not. But chocolate I will eat.
Yeah, it's just not my favorite flavor, but it's not a bad flavor, is what I'm saying. You know, not bad by any means. But fruit punch has never been at the top of my list.
This
But
is
if
pretty-
you're a fruit punch fan, boy, you are gonna fuck with this,
yeah.
and you're gonna like this. I wonder what made them associate Chucky with fruit. Oh, probably the blood. Duh,
True.
because it's red.
It's crazy.
As you can see, we got a beautiful bottle. This is the Chucky from the show. It looks like the new Chucky from the series and the new movies, which I fucks with heavy. The new show is fire. It was not new, but it's, you know, the recent show is fire. And yeah, shout out to Fanta. They also have multiple other Halloween themed cans. They got Freddy Fazbear, Michael Myers. Those are not new drinks though. Freddy's on the orange, Michael's on pineapple. The one thing I don't like about Fanta per se, and not that I need a lot of caffeine because I don't really drink a lot of caffeine now, is I wish it did have a little bit, you know, because I drink tea and I drink soda, and that does have like a base level of caffeine, and I think I require that base
Okay.
level. Fanta does not have that. So
It does.
no, it does not. It says it right on the box, right on the can, right on the bottle. Caffeine free, which is great if you can't handle any caffeine. If you're very sensitive, then there's got to be something out there for you. So, you know, good for you. But fruit punch, not my favorite, but it is a good drink. I would say a 3 out of 5.
I feel like for me, I feel like a
2.5 out of 5. 2.5.
I feel like 3.7.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not
Wow,
that
up there. All right. You're
would-
hitting 4.
bad. It's
You're-
good. Yeah.
You're getting to the 4 territory there. All right, that's
Yeah.
yeah, 2.53. One thing I have not had in eons. Yeah, you like Stone Cold chugging that. You ever seen Stone? Oh, we got to get 2 of them and smash them together.
Oh my
One thing I
God.
have not had is some good old classic Kool-Aid. Shout out to Dre. Everybody knows Dre loves the Kool-Aid. Shout out to Justin. Justin is also, we used to drink Kool-Aid like crazy. This is a Zomberry Kool-Aid flavored Kool-Aid.
This is
Perfect for Halloween. We see on the pouch We see some raspberries, right?
Yes.
Do we notice any other berries, Electra? You're not blind. Do you notice any other berries?
Grain up here.
What kind
There's
of, what would you say?
a grain up here, and then there's a blue raspberry down here, and then
Okay.
raspberry at the top, and then that's basically it.
Okay.
Red.
This is going to be awesome. This is going to be epic. Let's try it.
That's pretty good. It's watery,
No,
but
this is not good.
you don't like
This
it
is
actually.
literally not good at all.
I like it because it's like it's chill. Like it's not too much. I know
It's
what you
not.
mean.
I'll tell you what. It's not enough.
It's not enough. I was gonna say. I knew you would say that. I feel like I can see it. Like I see the vision.
Ah,
Me second
there's an
guessing.
aftertaste. There's an aftertaste that I don't like.
Low key one.
You know what this tastes like? It tastes like diet.
I'm gone.
Diet, dude. You're not getting that vibe?
Zomberry, bro, is dead. No, I do taste it. I know what you're saying. It's like that twinge, like after you drink a diet soda.
Yes.
That like, oh,
What the fuck?
yeah, I know what you're saying. Compare
But I
this.
saw your face when you first tried it. You didn't look happy. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
What this?
Yeah, you went.
Did I really?
That's where you went.
Oh shit, I didn't even know I
You
did.
gotta watch the replay. My man went. What the fuck?
That's really funny.
Yeah, you show that to one of them facial reading experts on YouTube. They're like, "Oh yeah, she hates this. This is disgusting." And then you were like, "Oh, this is fire." I was like, "What?" We threw us way off. My man said,
Specialist.
"Ugh, oh, this is fire." That looked like a straight lie.
That is so okay. This is not fire. This is okay though. It's not the worst.
I've never seen that, but that's like you look like you were trying like somebody's food that you loved, but you couldn't say it was whack. You were like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Oh man, yeah, this is awesome."
That's really funny.
Uh,
Yeah. I feel like I feel like it's very I don't want to categorize this shit into like adult and children because I don't feel like it's like that, but I swear to you, this is like an adult drink for someone who has like no more soul in them, where they're like, "Oh, I love flavorless drinks." And
what?
for like children who love sugar. You know what I'm saying? Do you get my drift? Like these are such polarizing drinks.
Oh my God. What
It's
kind of review was that? Was the craziest review for a drink. My man said, "You drink this if you got no soul, bro." That is but you said you liked it. You see what I mean? Like my man was like, "Yeah, this is good, but for soulless people, like you're dead inside. You saying that's why they call it zombie because you're dead inside if you like this?"
Hey, it's giving
Oh.
it's giving like watered tea. You got me? Like watered down tea,
This
bro. Yeah.
tastes like I feel like this is what a zombie would taste like shit.
Okay, real.
Like if this is like if I licked a zombie. You know what I mean? This
Yes,
shit needs to, let me tell you what, this shit needs to go back in the grave tonight.
that's so funny.
Put this shit back in the grave, bro.
Or harsh.
Me, you started, you were like, yeah, soulless.
Oh my God, okay, you're right.
You
I'll take
started it.
that.
You
I'll
know
take
it's bad. I gotta get the fruit punch to wash out the taste,
that.
man.
This is very strong compared to that.
Oh my God, please, never again. Don't. No, oh my God.
Like strong, too
I'm
strong.
glad we didn't you drink that on the Halloween special. That would have ruined Halloween.
Bro, you would have been like, what the fuck?
Ugh, my God. But I think that review that you just did was the greatest drink review I've ever seen in my life.
I'm very honored. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna say that. I'm gonna say that right. Nothing will beat that. Nothing will beat that. Unless
So,
somebody throws up, because you know I think that's hilarious. The only thing that
okay.
would have been better is if you threw up. But that was, as somebody who's done countless drink reviews and seen countless drink reviews, that was my favorite one because I've never heard such a crazy fire line like that. Like that
I'm
was out of
sorry.
pocket, dude.
I think the craziest part about that is that it just came out, like it just came out, bro. Like it just that's the soul, bro. Like the soul is speaking for the soulless because I can't.
Please, bro. Keep
Nah,
that.
got me
Put
fucked.
that back in the grate. We don't need none of that Zomberry over here, bro. I'm gonna send it to Dre. I'm gonna send this to Dre. See what he thinks.
Okay, let
'Cause
us
he
know what
loves
Drake.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, let us
Shout
know
out
what.
to. We're talking about Dre a lot in this episode. We love you, Dre.
Oh,
And we
sweet.
love you, Justin. Justin always loves your episodes, Electra.
Oh,
He's
thank you.
always talking about you, and when the episodes come up, he loves the taste test.
I see him
And
reposting a lot, and
that's
he's
right.
good for that. So thank you.
Justin's real. Justin's the man, and he is not trifling. He does not do any trifling activities. So we definitely love Justin. And we love all of you listening and watching the
Every
show. As I said earlier, the show's been in a sort of disarray because of recent events, recent great events, though, that we will get more into as the show progresses for Halloween. We'll talk about more stuff. But as of right now, it's time for us to go. It's
right.
time for us to get out of here. Electra, please let us know anything you want to say before we get out of here?
God bless you all, and if you like Zomberry, you're not soulless, you're full of soul. Love
I don't
y'all.
know about that's not what you That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
It's for the one time, man. Thank you guys for everything. I love y'all so much. God bless y'all always. Electra Soul everywhere. Meaning, look me up if you want to see more of me, whatever it is. For readings, like you said, for curse removals, I work with people who need to get rid of demonic shit, like whatever it is, I'm here. God bless y'all.
But
Please take
no
care of
trifling shit. None.
none. Absolutely
None.
none.
And sorry if this episode sounds like shit. I did not have my mic. I can't even speak now. My mic wire. So hopefully this doesn't sound horrible. Hopefully it doesn't sound like what Zomberry tastes like.
God
Peace and love.
bless.
BRB.